Hello everybody, and thank you for joining us today with our Hour with HP. Today I'll be speaking with Dr. Epps, and she is the Assistant Superintendent for Student Support Services for Galena Park ISD. So let's go ahead and get started with the interview. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Galena Park.
Okay. In my current role as Assistant Superintendent for Student Support Services, I have the responsibility and the pleasure of working with lots of different groups. So I work with all counselors K through 12, high school registrars, crisis intervention, special programs, so anything under the umbrella of special education, LSSPs, diagnosticians. We also have under our umbrella our child care center here in our district that we offer child care services for our students and community members through our Early Head Start program. And then also our homebound services that we provide. So basically anything that is of support service to the campus falls under our area of student support services.
Awesome. How long have you been in that role?
I've been under this title. This is a brand new title for me as assistant superintendent, but I've been in this role of assisting lots of those groups now for the last 8 years.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the new title.
Thank you.
I think that's great, and it sounds like you do quite a bit. So how do you manage your time or prioritize which efforts you're focusing on first?
First of all, the first way to answer that question is to tell you that we have lots of great staff on board to help, because this is, even though those are a lot of areas that I work with, I don't do it all by myself.
Right.
So we have some amazing team members that are in place, executive directors, senior directors, program directors, and so on, that each have a responsibility for manning certain areas. And then with regard to that priority, it just sometimes just depends on what comes up that day, as far as what takes precedence over something else. But to answer that question as well, at the end of the day, it's all about what's gonna benefit our students the most and what's most important for students on that particular day or at that particular time.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about your trajectory. You said even though this is a new title, you've been doing this for 8 years. How have you seen your district grow in this space and improvements that they've had?
One of the things I've seen us grow in is bringing on the right people. You have to have the right people in the right place, and as time passes, people retire, and you have to replace those positions. So one of the areas I would definitely say is we've done some effective hiring. We're looking more at the quality and not just the quantity, and making sure that we have the right individual in the right place. Because that's the first key to us in making sure this machine runs well. The next part of it, I think, is just paying attention to what's happening in the world around us. We can't act like suicide is not an issue. We can't act like mental health issues are not on the rise. We have to be very vigilant about the different areas and issues that are prevalent in our community right now. So just being aware of what's happening and being able to put the right people in the right place, and not being afraid to spend those extra funds to make sure that we have the right people in the right place to be able to take care of our students.
Excellent. So speaking of funds, I'm sure you've heard that HISD is facing their own budget cuts.
As are we.
That's what I was alluding to. I believe that you guys are also dealing with budget cuts. So although you want to make sure that you have the appropriate funds to support these type of initiatives, you're confined to money, right? So how do you then make sure that the program is not suffering without exceeding your budget limitations?
Well, every now and then each district, and I'm pretty sure HISD is going through the same thing that we're going through, you have to do a reorganization. And through reorganization, what you do is you take a very in-depth look at all your departments to determine, okay, where can we make cuts? Where can we make effective cuts where it's not going to impact our students and parents, but it's going to give us, for lack of a better term, a little wiggle room to be able to do other things. Because you never want anyone to lose their job. So a RIF is always the last possible option. But there are ways. Sometimes when you look at your budget and your organization, you can find ways, okay, we've gotten a little comfortable over here, or maybe we don't necessarily need, not that we don't need the program anymore, but now maybe we've fine-tuned this area, and now we can see where we don't need as many staff here, and we can do some reorganizing and be able to shift individuals here or there.
Right.
It could be something as simple as looking at your chart and determining that I have 10 secretaries in this area. Now our staff and our needs have changed. We can move these 2 units to this area.
Gotcha.
So reorganization and taking a real good look at your budget, almost like you do at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what can we live without and still be able to function?
Right. Are the students ever impacted by these budget cuts, and if so, in what way?
We try our very best not to allow that to be the last option. That comes first. Anything that's going to impact our students, those things stay.
Okay.
You don't touch those things. The areas that you touch are the areas more on the perimeter area that are going to deal with moving staff around in order to be able to better serve students.
Gotcha. Good. I mean, the reason why we're here is for the
It's
students,
for the students and
to
our
serve
parents.
them. Right.
Exactly. And the other thing that we do too, a lot of times, even when you find out exactly what cuts you can and can't make, then the next step is pulling in those outside resources,
Right.
Utilizing grants and other funding sources. So sometimes it's not always what money can I utilize that I have here in my district, but what other funds are out there that are available that we haven't tapped into yet as well.
Right.
So that's another option when you're looking at reorganization and considering budget cuts.
Gotcha. And so, being the president of the Houston Professionals Chapter of NSBE, of course, I'm going to bring up STEM.
Mm-hmm.
So, where does STEM fall in the priorities of exposing your students to that side of the world in terms of STEM?
I would probably say that just like other districts, STEM is vitally important.
Mm-hmm.
We see that those areas oftentimes, especially with Title I areas, which we want to make sure that we're never underrepresented, that
Mm-hmm.
we're exposing all of our students, not just the traditional student, but the non-traditional student, to the opportunities that are available through STEM.
Mm-hmm.
And not just your traditional STEM, but those STEM areas that may not require a four-year education, maybe positions and careers through junior college or
Mm-hmm.
through vocational programs that may also push and encourage individuals to go into the field of STEM. But we see it as being vitally important,
Mm-hmm.
and we as a district understand that the next generation, or really the current generation,
Mm-hmm.
is only going to be successful if we continue to put students out in those areas that are strong in those areas of STEM.
Gotcha. Are you guys making any shifts to your curriculum, given some of the changes that are currently happening in the industry? As you can see, data and analytics and digitalization is becoming very big. Cybersecurity,
Mm-hmm.
I know within my own company, those are the specific types of skill sets that we're recruiting for now versus when I was in college or in high school. Have you seen any shifts in the curriculum to align with the shifts in the industry?
I would definitely say we've seen shifts in our career and technical education area with
Okay.
regard to STEM. Increasing the programs that are available, increasing the opportunities that are available, increasing the number of possible internships that our students may be exposed to, field experiences, working with different organizations and different major companies to bring them in to share information with our students, taking our students out on tours, the different areas, the different companies that are STEM strong, or in need of those individuals who have a strong background in STEM. So definitely gearing our curriculum to provide students with more opportunities to actually do hands-on experiences. We have a world-renowned robotics program here in our district, literally world-renowned. We've gone to national competitions. Very strong area with regard to working with our GT students and pushing them to gifted and talented, our GT group of students, and just doing all that we can to be able to expose all groups of our students to the STEM area.
Awesome. And would you say that it's more than just the GT students that get exposure,
most
all
definitely.
levels.
Most definitely. Our robotics students, as I said, as I mentioned before, we're a Title I district.
So can you tell the viewers what Title I is?
A Title I has to do with your level of economically disadvantaged students. And so any area in any school district in our area, when you say Title I, they know exactly what you mean. In other words, we don't have the riches of the rich. Our students range from students in $1 million homes to students in trailer parks.
Gotcha.
So we cover the gamut.
Right.
So we don't have a large population of students who are affluent.
Right.
Our students are, the majority of them have the title of being economically disadvantaged.
Right.
And so we're working with that population. Those are the students that you're going to see primarily. The largest numbers, obviously, because we have a large district. We're a Title I district. You're going to see those students, a large number of them in our STEM program, in our fine arts program, and our robotics program. Any program that we produce, you're going to see a large number of our students, because we know how vitally important it is also to involve them in these different opportunities and to expose them to the different areas.
Right. And so not only are these students economically disadvantaged, we're also talking about minorities as well. Could you talk a little bit about the demographics of Galena Park ISD?
Not a problem at all. Galena Park ISD is, we're probably about 80% or better Hispanic population. And that is a minority group. And we work really hard, though, to let that label not lead us,
right.
Or to be what's on the forefront. We work on the fact that our students are very capable, they're very willing and able, and the parents in our community push and support them as well. We know, research shows you, anytime you get your students involved, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what that label is. It really doesn't matter what's happening at home. When you get them actively involved in activities and the expectations that our teachers have from them in the classroom, nobody's going to know what's happening at home.
Right.
All they know is that we're putting out productive citizens.
Right. So one thing that I mentioned when we were off camera was the different pillars of NSBE. So you have your pre-college initiative, you have your collegiate and professionals. Well, with your group of students, of course, we'd be talking about our PCI group. And so one thing that we do offer is chartering Pci Chapters. And that's where we actually have a NSBE chapter at that school or within a district or within an outside organization that's working specifically with some of the schools within Galena Park. Is that something that you think you would be interested in doing, or have you heard anything about that? Are you?
Yes, actually, I've heard a little bit about the program from firsthand from someone very dear to my heart. But yes, I think that is something we would very much be interested in doing. Again, providing our students with opportunities to the exposure, to see things they've never seen before, to hear things they've never heard before, and to meet individuals who are actually in the field.
That look like them.
That look like them.
Right.
Those are the opportunities that we want to be able to expose our students to.
Perfect. Well, I mean, it sounds like there's a great opportunity for us to partner together, as well as SHIP. I'm not sure if you're familiar with SHIP, but they are I call it our sister brotherly other organization, and it's for our Hispanic engineers. So since Galena Park is predominantly Hispanic, I think it would be a good opportunity to pull them in as well. So Adrian, be on the lookout. I'm going to reach out to you. But are there any other ways that you think that NSBE or NSBE Houston Professionals could partner and support your district?
I can't think of any other ways right now, but we will definitely be in touch.
Okay.
But just having you as a partner and the charter group possibly at the campus, I think is going to be a great start for us. We're always open to donations, any kind, because our students need them. And quite honestly, all of our students right now, as you know, we're still all recovering from Harvey.
Right.
And a lot of areas haven't completely recovered. A lot of our students have gotten back into their homes and they've returned to some sense of normalcy, but everybody hasn't.
Gotcha.
And so any tangible items that can be provided to our school district, school supplies, again, the partnership, all of those things prove of benefit to our district.
Gotcha. And so if our viewers did want to give a donation or
Mhm.
provide something, what would be the best way to go about doing that?
To contact me,
Okay.
and we will get it out to those campuses or to those wonderful leaders that I told you about earlier that are part of our staff, and to be able to get those items or those connections to them and allow them to disseminate as necessary.
Gotcha. And one final question that I will ask is, I know some of our members are in transition, and they're very interested in opportunities in the educational field.
Mhm.
If they wanted to look for something, where should they go? Should they reach out to you, or is there a certain place on the website where they could go?
As far as job opportunities,
Yes, ma'am.
we have a wonderful HR program here in our district, Human Resources. We are on the web, gpisd.com. There is a section for staff,
Okay.
for hiring, new jobs that are available, that are open, or all of that information is out there. And if they can't find it, just let me know and we'll put them in touch with the right people.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Dr. Epps, and thank you all for tuning in to Hour with HP, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time.
Thank you.